viewers, it's still the conversation, and on this segment, we're looking at the economic power of artisans in a country where skills are fast becoming more important, or as important as certificates. Artisans continue to play a vital yet often overlooked role in driving economic growth, creating jobs and sustaining livelihoods. Today we take a closer look at the economic power of artisans and what it truly means for Nigerians present and the future. Seated here with me this morning is Olufemi Adenekon, a printer, a publisher, and chairman of the Association of Professional Printers, Shomolu Division. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Shomolu is home for me. I grew up in Shomolu before it was divided into Shomolu and Bariga.
Okay.
Bariga. So I'm now on Bariga.
Bariga side.
Bariga side. So I'm home with you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
So let's start simple. Let's understand what qualifies as an artisan in today's economy.
An artisan, for me, is someone who has a special skill that renders services or delivers some essential work, whether as an artifact, or as a mender, or as someone who could influence what one's need to his benefit. For instance, if you say you are an artisan, you must possess a skill to deliver. Say, for instance, for a welder, for instance, you are skilled in the act of iron bending, welding, casting, and all of that. If you are a printer, you are skilled in certain aspects of printing. One, say, for instance, to be able to mind the machine, to be able to attend to the machine. One, to with the evolving situation, to be able to also be able to transfer some imagery on objects and papers. That is the work of a printer. For instance, for a hairdresser, for instance, you must be able to plait hair and do it in a way that the customer or those that come to him or her are satisfied. So that is when you have delivered a service that is impactful and is meaningful to the environment and the economy.
Okay, from all you have said now, it means that the artisans must be a skilled person in one or two other things. Okay, and as this definition itself evolved, as you know, these different skills continue to evolve.
Yeah, the world is changing. The world is changing fast. Let's look at, for instance, those of us in the printing industry. In the past, we do not used to have, about 7-10 years ago, we do not used to have what we call large format. What we used to have is called screen printing, where you take whatever you want to do, they will cut the stencil, and they will, you will now press and all of that. That's what we used to have. But now it has evolved. With the use of technology, you can now print, set whatever you want to set on the system, on the computer, and the machine prints it out. And that's what we call large format. So it keeps evolving. Also, the machines we used to use in those days are giving way to the new ones now. They will now have 5-color machine, 8-color machine, whereas what we used to have in those days are letter press and at best cord machine. So things are evolving. Even for the hairdresser too, we don't used to have attachment the way we have it now.
Yes.
But you have attachment everywhere. And for anybody who wants to fit into this structure, you must continually improve your skills to be able to fit into this generation of service delivery.
Okay, let's look at the economy now. From your perspective, you know, I asked you a question before we came on air, you know, that, oh, it is a thriving business. You people are making so much money. But, you know, beyond all of that, how do artisans, you know, influence, or what is the significance of artisans to the nation's economy?
Well, according to statistics that we have, the people in the informal sector, the Nigerians in the informal sector, are far more if not up to about 80, it's between 70 and 80% of the Nigerian population.
Okay.
And that represents the large chunk of Nigerians.
Okay.
And also falling from the fact that the white-collar job is dwindling now, if not too difficult to get now. And, you now have more people, even the educated people, young graduates, are now going into having skills. And this is what we are now looking at as the artisan constitutes the large portion of people who are rendering service in the Nigerian sector. For instance, I don't think Lagos State has up to 100,000 staff. I don't think the federal government combined will have up to 200,000 or 1 million staff. But where are the other people? Either they are in the farming sector or they are in the informal sectors of rendering service and delivering service. So it's a very critical sector that we need to pay attention to and keeps evolving and to continue to evolve over time as development continues. The kind of skills the artisan will deliver will continue to evolve, and they will continue to do more and more within our environment.
Okay, you have just said that artisans are the ones that need to be paid a lot of attention to right now. So would you say artisans are getting the recognition they deserve, and why are they not, if they are not?
Well, I don't believe the artisans are getting the due recognition. Why is
it on the part of the government or the people themselves?
Well, we'll look at it from the part of the government,
okay.
And we'll also look at it from the part of the organizations that kind of bring together these artisans under their various umbrellas.
Oh, okay.
Now, when we look at the part of the government, having realized the fact that the artisans constitute the largest proportion of those who are rendering service, who are contributing to the economy,
providing
jobs
yeah.
And also training young people to be able to be impactful and helping the economy to grow. I think the government has more roles to perform in this sector. Though I can say that, for instance, the federal and Lagos State government are doing their best in trying to kind of create educational centers here and there. And for some of us who were privileged to be in voluntary humanitarian service organization like Rotary, we have also contributed in this light by building vocational training centers. For us in Rotary, in District 9112, we have since built 2. I, as a person, under my leadership as the district governor in the last 2024-2025 Rotary year, we built a vocational training center in Ekwe, and it will amaze you the turnout on the very first day. Over 150 came in, and in less than 1 month, over 314 candidates enrolled. That's at Udomola in Ekwe. And because the facility was not built for large population that much, the coordinator had to stop registration. That tells us that we have an army of youth outside looking for what to be engaged in. And that is why I still feel the government still has, eventually this center was handed over to the Lagos State government. And it is the Lagos State government that is running it as of today. Yeah, as of today. And we also have one in Igbobo, in Ikorodu, which had earlier been built. These are training centers, and you look at the number of people who want to learn skills. Let us not forget the fact that a lot of other adults are also, when they retire or lose their job.
That was my next question. Is it just for the youth?
They are looking for what to do.
Okay.
And through these centers, they gain skills that enable them function within the ecosystem in Nigeria. And it also allows them to also earn an income, provide job opportunity, and also train other people. That is why I said the government side. The government still needs to work harder, do more in providing these centers, if it is possible, for instance, in Lagos State, in all local government areas and local government development areas. For instance, if you look at the whole of Shomolu, for instance, we do not have such center. We may say there is no land.
I was going to say Shomolu is choked.
Yeah, we may say there is no land, but we have open spaces being used, well, either for gardening or for flowering or for something that can be converted to some of these places.
But we need those places. We need those places for the environment.
I agree with you. Okay. We need it for environment. Yeah. But there are other places, say for instance, under the Jibowu Bridge, where it is used for a park.
It's a car park.
It's a car park. Yeah. Oh, well, you just have to create an environment or a place for the youth.
Well, don't you think this, we're deviating a bit?
Yeah.
But I just want to say something about the car park. Everybody is now seeing Jibowu also as a transportation hub.
Yeah.
So we can't just, move away from that if you cannot provide, something else for them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was just going to add that.
Well, the truth is that some of these car park vehicle owners are also buying places in Jibowu and also having their own outfits.
Okay.
So there are certain things we need to do. So, like I said, we need to go into some of these things and be intentional about it. When you wake up in the morning and you are driving out to go to your place of work, you see young adults lying, flowing, just sitting around doing nothing. I grew up not with that environment. I grew up in an environment where if you wake up in the morning, you don't have something doing, you sit and you don't do anything. People will be asking you, what is happening? What are you now doing? Are you going to school? What are you doing? Why don't you engage yourself in this skill? Why don't you do? There will be questions, but now nobody cares. So that's why I feel the government still needs to help us more, especially for those of us who are Southwesterners. We need to help our children. For instance, in building the vocational center in Ekpe, the tiler came from Togo. The POP guy.
To teach the skills?
No, to do the
learn.
work. To do the work.
Okay.
To do the finishing on tiling. The POP guy was also from Togo to come and do POP. And these are people who collect more money than an average worker, let's say like laborers.
Is it that we don't have tilers in Lagos?
We do, but how skillful are they?
Well, Lagos State government has, a lot of these vocational skills centers, especially in each local government. Even after their training, they also empower them, so that just to encourage them, to go on with it. So I think it's a preference thing to continue to allow these Togolese tilers or plumbers to come into Nigeria to take away jobs from our youth.
No. You see, when you look at what the Nigerians can do, the dexterity, the finishing, the ability to do the work and will last for a time. I think we need to change this orientation. Is it that there are some things that these Togolese are doing or the foreigners are doing that we are not doing?
What is it?
Probably they devote more time or they undergo more. I don't know how.
So why don't you just bring them in as the facilitators in this vocational centers?
Well, I'm not in charge.
To teach the ones we have here.
That's what I think we should be looking at.
Exactly.
That's what I think we should be looking at. Because if you look at an average house being built today, go and ask them who is doing the finishing.
Yeah.
You hear this, they are from here, they are from there. You hardly see locally trained people handling that kind of job. And that's why we need to now continually improve on the skills that we acquire over time.
Okay.
And that's one area that government needs to continue to help people in sensitization, training and retraining. Maybe as we go on, we should also look at the possibility of government working with all these artisans unions or organizations to help them, train them, so that they can be more beneficial to those who engage their services. For instance, I've mentioned the government side. I also talk about the people who are the artisans themselves. A lot of these artisans groups are also not providing enough training ground for their members. We may have to kind of improve and continually, and the way things are going, it may be difficult for anybody who does not go to school or are able to read or write to even be able to do anything to function effectively. You can imagine the technology being brought to Nigeria, to being advertised on social media now. When your tire gets flat, you can inflate it with just a machine. You can do so many things with the same machine. You can jumpstart it. These are things that artisans need to work on. For instance, my mechanic came to come and fix my car engine, and I saw him bringing this powered screw remover, screw tightener, and I asked him, when did you get it? He said, I got it about 4 months ago. How much did you get? He said he got it about 100 and something thousand. I was impressed. It shows he was moving with trend. Say, for instance, the rewires, you must know how to diagnose. The automatic center is there, and government also needs to help them too. And all these have to come into place to be able to improve the skills. But we still constitute the larger portion of the Nigeria working sector today.
Okay, let's talk about what you do, which is the printing industry, which has been around like forever. Ever since I was born, I've always known that the printing industry is in Shomolu. Today, how relevant is it?
Well, printing is becoming more and more relevant, irrespective of the fact that we do virtual presentation, virtual effect of everything that we do. All this still has to go through the graphic artist. It has to still be planned. What has not been done is just the fact that it has not been transferred into an object, readable object that can be seen or that can be felt physically. So printing is still relevant, and it will continue to be relevant. It has evolved over time. For printing, for instance, it started very long time ago in Germany from record, and it now went into the transcribing. I understand Africa also has started printing way back before civilization, when Africans were inscribing on the wall as a form of preserving information. And that went and went until when Gutenberg did the first transfer of this inscribed typeface, I will call it, into a printable material that was transferred into a printed object, say paper, that we now became known as printing. And this has continued to grow. It started with what we call letterpress. For instance, in Nigeria, it came with the colonial masters in the Iwero, when those things were published in Ogun State, and also in Calabar. And all those are the two areas printing came to Nigeria. And from there, from letterpress, it has evolved to other modern machines that is still helping and delivering quality work better than the way it was. So that is why technology has shaped the printing landscape. And for anyone that wants to come into printing today, it cannot just be someone who cannot read or write. You must be able to read or write to be able to function effectively in printing. It's a very big industry that you cannot concentrate on everything. You can only concentrate on an aspect of it, and you leave others to do the other side.
Looking at the future of Nigeria's economy now, are we saying that, you know, there's a transition, a big shift from certificates now to acquisition of skills?
Yeah. You see, that is quite true. The world is changing. It is not about what you can, what you have
It's not
your
about
paper,
theory
the theory. It is what
anymore.
can you do. It is evidence-based. The world is changing. It's not a matter of you going for a PhD and not being able to deliver. Say, for instance, you have a PhD in computer engineering and you cannot repair a computer of your own. No, things are real changing now. It must be a matter of what can you do with this. So it continues to grow, and the world will continue to be shaped by those who can reflect it positively.
And you can
A
move
lot of,
with the
move
trend.
with the trend so that you are not left out. And if you cannot move with that trend, you'll be left out and you'll be very irrelevant in the system.
Okay. Just before we go, what advice would you like to give to our young ones who are now, after listening to what we have discussed now, who are now willing, to take up to learn a trade?
Well, what I will tell them is that
Not just our young people now.
Now, well,
Retirees
for instance, I know the government always has a scheme for those who are planning to retire to acquire one skill or the other, and I know in the modern time too, a lot of the civil servants are also trying to put something in place before they leave. But the truth is that everybody has to have a special skill that you can put to use to be relevant. For our young ones, it is advised that you ensure that you do not only learn a skill, you also put it to practice. Let me use my daughter, for instance, as an example. She is a medical doctor today, and she learned how to do makeup even while she was in school. And that skill for her was what she used in augmenting her own resources when she was on campus. And today, it's up to her to practice, to use it. But I know she has a second skill of her own. So for everybody that is running after a white-collar job, a young person, a young woman, a young man, I encourage you to take up another vocation, a second vocation, to learn and to do in events that you have challenges in the future.
Thank you very much. It is very clear right now that, artisans are not only service providers, they are key drivers of the economy. Olufemi Adenekon, Chairman, Association of Professional Printers, Shomolu Division. Thank you very much for joining us. And we've been discussing the economic power of artisans. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back after this short break.